Hi doodads and doodads, it's Patrick from 8-Bit Doodads, here with another quick look video, this time to talk about the Fastchip 2E, an accelerator card for the Apple IIe series of computers.
Say, kids, what time is it?
It's 8-Bit Doodads time!
The Fastchip is a single board accelerator you plug into your 2E, and it has this optional remote control, which I'll talk about in a second. But before we begin, maybe we should talk about accelerators in general. This is one of the first Apple IIe accelerators. The Apple II runs at roughly 1 megahertz. This thing runs at 3 to 4 megahertz, and one of the ways it gets a speed boost is by having a faster version of the 6502 on it. But also, you notice there's RAM on board here. This RAM runs significantly faster than the RAM that's loaded on board. So if you built a computer based on this, it probably would run even faster. But one of the things an accelerator has to do is, because it's in an Apple IIe, is it has to talk to everything else in the machine. And remember, video memory on an Apple II comes off of the motherboard. So anytime this has to talk to the Apple, it might have to slow down in order to communicate with other cards that are timing sensitive, that want to have things run at 1 hertz. And also, anytime it's trying to refresh the memory between what's on the motherboard's memory and here, it has to slow down some. So you don't get the full speed of whatever this chip is rated at, but you do get a boost, and it's usually about 3.5 times the speed of the Apple II. This card replaces everything that's on here in basically the same way, except for there's, an even faster version of the 6502. And in fact, this thing can run up to about 16 times the speed of an Apple II. And with the sharing memory and doing some other things, you get a 10 to 12 times boost over your standard clock speed system. But in addition to having a faster CPU, it also has a really fast and larger RAM. And in fact, this card not only has a 6502 on it, it also emulates a RamWorks memory card, giving you even more memory than, I believe this thing will do the 128K, so an extended 2E. This thing will give you, megabytes of memory inside it. And as I pointed out, it has a little control panel here, and the control panel allows you to dial the speed up and down. So if you need to slow down the system because you're playing certain games where that blazing speed would actually throw off your timing, and it has some buttons along the side. One of the buttons will allow you to say, okay, go to normal speed. Let me have 1.0 for right now, and then, get back out of it. It also allows you to stop the computer, just freeze it. And one of the reasons why you might want to do that is if you have a debugger tool or something and you want to halt the system, so then if you had another card in there that you wanted to go and read what the memory was like and help debug your programs, you can do that. One of the other nice things about it is, compared to this, it runs a lot cooler. It actually takes less power than this style is. Now, this will only work in an Apple IIe. It doesn't work in an Apple II GS because the way the Apple II GS works is completely different. There are some accelerators for the II GS. I don't happen to have one, and they tend to be very expensive and very rare because there's only so many of them made. This accelerator, I don't think I mentioned it. This is a Transwarp 2E. There was a Transwarp 2 and there was a Transwarp 1. I think the 1 was just for the Apple II and II Plus. But we'll do a further dive on this, and we'll put these into machines and show them running for you on a future video. If you like the video, please click the like button and follow us along on 8bitdoodads.com.